There comes a time in every person's life when he must learn the art of mastering his own emotions, when he must stand firm like a mountain in the face of adversity, not because the winds do not howl, but because he has learned the secret to act as if nothing bothers him. The truly successful individual, the one who rises from the depths of obscurity to the heights of greatness, understands this profound truth. Nothing in this world can disturb your peace unless you give it permission to do so. The world will test you. It will throw disappointment in your path. It will whisper doubts into your mind. It will attempt to shake your very foundation. But the man who walks with purpose, who speaks with conviction, and who moves as though all is well, he is the one who triumphs. You see, the power of the mind is a mighty force. What you project, you attract. If you wear the face of calm, if you carry yourself with the energy of confidence, even when turmoil brews within, the universe responds to your vibration. It brings you harmony. It brings you control. And soon the act becomes real. You begin to believe it, to embody it, to live it. You become unshakable. Crete men, the builders of empires, the makers of fortunes, they were not immune to fear, pain, but they learned to discipline their response. They walked into boardrooms, onto battlefields, through crises with a countenance that said, "I am unmoved." And the world believed them, because energy does not lie and determination cannot be faked. So when trouble comes knocking, do not give it the satisfaction of your reaction. When someone seeks to rattle your spirit, meet them with silence and poise. When life challenges you, let your answer be action, quiet, deliberate, and fearless. To act as if nothing bothers you is not to lie to yourself. It is to speak a higher truth. It is to claim your power over circumstance. It is to demand from yourself the strength to rise, no matter how heavy the burden. And in doing so, you become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. You were never meant to be ruled by emotion. You were meant to rule with wisdom, with resolve, and with a silent thunder of unshakable character. Every day people wake up and step into a world they cannot fully control. The economy shifts, people say hurtful things, plans fall through, obstacles appear without warning. It's easy, natural even, to feel frustrated, angry, anxious, or defeated in the face of these external forces. But here lies a profound truth. While you cannot dictate what the world throws at you, you can absolutely decide how you will respond to it. This truth is simple, yet life-changing, because the power to control your response is the power to master your destiny. When you allow the actions of others or the chaos of life to dictate your internal state, you hand over your power. You say to the world, "You get to decide how I feel." That is not strength. That is slavery to circumstance. But the individual who learns to maintain composure, who trains himself to respond with intention rather than react out of emotion, becomes a force of nature. He becomes immune to the storms around him because he knows the calm within is his choice. It's not that things won't bother you. They will. People will misunderstand you, failure will sting, injustice will enrage you. But the mastery lies not in being numb, but in being deliberate. You can acknowledge the emotion, feel it rise, and still choose not to be ruled by it. That pause, that space between stimulus and response, is where your power lives. The stronger your discipline in that moment, the more control you wield over your own life. Now understand that controlling your response does not mean bottling up emotion or pretending nothing affects you. That is suppression. And suppression is weakness in disguise. What we speak of is transformation. It is the alchemy of taking anger and turning it into focus, taking fear and turning it into preparation, taking pain and turning it into growth. That is strength. That is power. There's a kind of mental toughness that is built through consistent practice, just like lifting weights. Every time something irritates you and you choose to breathe instead of lash out, you get stronger. Every time someone doubts you and you choose action over argument, your foundation gets sturdier. Each moment of conscious control becomes a rep in the gym of your mind. Over time, you develop a deep, unshakable sense of inner authority. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to react to everything. You just keep moving forward with intention. And this power compounds. When others see that you are not easily rattled, that you respond with calm, clarity, and purpose, they begin to treat you differently. You gain respect. You gain influence. People feel your energy and recognize your stability. It sets you apart. In business, in relationships, in every part of life, those who remain composed in chaos become the ones others look to for guidance and leadership. But here's the secret. It's not about being stoic for show. It's about claiming ownership of yourself. Your emotions are signals, not commands. You are not obligated to obey your first reaction. You are allowed to sit with it, to examine it, to choose something better. And the more you do that, the less control the outside world has over your peace. You imagine how much time and energy is wasted on reactions that don't serve us. Arguments we didn't need, grudges we didn't benefit from, anxiety over things we couldn't change. All that energy could be directed toward building something, your vision, your purpose, your character. When you protect your peace by managing your response, you free yourself to focus on what actually matters. So yes, the world will test you, people will challenge you, circumstances will disappoint you, but the real test is not out there, it's within. The question is always the same. Will you let this moment control you, or will you choose how you respond? Because in that choice lies everything. Your power, your progress, and ultimately, your peace. There is a subtle but powerful law that governs the energy we put out into the world and what we receive in return. This law does not rely on superstition or blind hope. It rests on psychology, behavior, and influence. What you project, you attract. When you carry yourself as calm, confident, and in control, you create a magnetic field around you that draws similar energy and opportunities your way. People respond not just to your words, but to your presence, your tone, your posture, and most of all, your mindset. Every time you step into a room, you are sending a signal. That signal is made up of countless micro-messages. How you speak, how you hold your head, how you react to the unexpected. If you appear frantic, stressed, or insecure, that signal is received loud and clear, and it tells others how to treat you. But when you act calm, composed, and unbothered, especially under pressure, you communicate strength, and the world responds with a kind of deference and respect. This is not pretending. This is alignment. It is the choice to embody the energy of the outcome you desire, even before it has fully arrived. Think about it. If you want to attract peace, you must first be peace. If you want to attract respect, you must give respect to yourself. If you want people to see you as capable, competent, and worthy, you must carry yourself that way consistently, regardless of temporary setbacks or emotional storms. There's real science behind this. The human brain is wired to read social cues, to detect confidence, and to follow leaders. When you act as though you are unfazed, even when things are uncertain, your body language and behavior trigger a sense of stability in those around you. And when others feel stable in your presence, they trust you more, they listen more, they offer more. Your internal state becomes your external advantage. And it works both ways. What you choose to project outward doesn't just influence others, it influences you. The act of projecting calm and strength has a feedback loop on your own psychology. When you hold your head high, speak with intention, and breathe through adversity, you train your nervous system to stay regulated. Over time, your performance becomes your new baseline. The more you act confident, the more confident you become. The more you act unbothered, the less things begin to actually bother you. This is why it's crucial to act as if nothing bothers you, not because you are denying your emotions, but because you are choosing to project the energy you want to live in. It's the decision to not be a sponge for every stressor around you. It's the discipline to keep your emotional energy high, even when the situation is difficult. Being fake, you are being strategic. You are stepping into the role of who you know you can become, even if you haven't fully arrived there yet. The world has a way of mirroring back to us what we put into it. If you walk into an opportunity believing you are not good enough, you will behave that way, and people will treat you accordingly. But if you walk in with quiet certainty, projecting readiness and worth, people will feel that too. Your energy is the prelude to your results. That's why it's not about faking confidence. It's about aligning with it. It's about tuning your behavior, your tone, and your presence to the frequency of success, even when doubt tries to creep in. You do not need to wait until you feel 100% fearless to act fearless. Often the acting comes first, and the feeling follows. The world does not pause to check if your confidence is real or manufactured. It only responds to what you present. So the next time you are faced with difficulty, ask yourself not how you feel, but what you want to project. Choose to embody calm. Choose to radiate strength. Because what you project, you attract. And when you choose to act as if nothing bothers you, you invite a world that bothers you less and respects you more. Discipline is the quiet architect of greatness. It is the inner force that separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. While emotions are powerful and natural, they are also volatile, fleeting, and easily manipulated by circumstance. To be driven solely by emotion is to be at the mercy of every up and down life throws at you. But to be governed by discipline is to stand rooted in your values and your vision, no matter what emotional waves try to knock you off course. Consider how easily emotions can change with a single event. One moment you're calm, the next you're angry. One piece of bad news can ruin an entire day. One negative comment can throw you into self-doubt. Now imagine building a life, a business, a legacy on such shaky ground. It would never last. That's why those who accomplish extraordinary things develop the habit of choosing discipline over impulse, consistency over chaos, and clarity over confusion. Discipline is not the absence of emotion, it's the ability to manage emotion. It's the mental strength to feel fear and still move forward. It's the patience to feel frustrated but still speak with calm. It's the commitment to act with purpose, even when motivation fades. Where emotion seeks comfort, discipline embraces challenge. Where emotion looks for a way out, discipline digs in and endures. Think of the most successful people in any field. Do you think they never feel doubt, anger, or fear? Of course they do. But the difference is they don't let those emotions dictate their behavior. They don't scream when things go wrong, or quit when they're tired, or lash out when they're criticized. They practice emotional discipline. They pause, they assess, then they act in a way that aligns with their goals, not their momentary feelings. This kind of strength doesn't happen by accident. It is cultivated through intentional effort. It starts with awareness, being able to recognize when your emotions are rising and understanding the impact they could have if left unchecked. From there, it's about choosing your response instead of reacting automatically. That choice, made again and again, builds the muscle of discipline. And like any muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it becomes. One of the greatest advantages of emotional discipline is that it frees up your energy. Emotional reactions are exhausting. They consume mental bandwidth, cause regret, and often create more problems than they solve. But when you are composed and deliberate, You stay in control. You think clearly. You make better decisions. You preserve your focus for what actually matters. And this discipline doesn't only benefit you. It affects everyone around you. People feel safe and inspired around those who are steady under pressure. In leadership, relationships, and life in general, emotional steadiness commands respect. It's not loud or flashy, but it's deeply magnetic. When others are losing their heads and you keep yours, people look to you for direction. It's also worth noting that emotional discipline doesn't mean suppressing how you feel. It means owning your emotions and using them wisely. Anger can fuel change, fear can sharpen your instincts, and sadness can deepen your empathy. But none of these emotions should steer the wheel. You acknowledge them, listen to them, and then let discipline decide the course of action. Discipline is what shows up when motivation is gone. It's what carries you through the low days, the quiet seasons, the painful setbacks. And the more you rely on it, the more you become someone who is not just emotionally strong, but emotionally wise. In a world that rewards quick reactions, choosing to respond with discipline is a rare and powerful act. It may not always be easy, but it always pays off. Because when you rule your emotions instead of letting them rule you, you unlock a level of strength that nothing outside of you can take away. Stillness is often misunderstood in today's world. Surrounded by noise, movement, opinions, and a constant demand to react, the faster you respond, the more engaged you appear. The louder you speak, the more attention you gain. But true power does not announce itself with noise. True power moves with quiet confidence. Stillness, when chosen deliberately, is not weakness. It is a sign of incredible strength. To act unbothered when everything around you seems unstable is a declaration of self-mastery. It means you are no longer a puppet to your environment. You are not reactive. You are responsive. You are not tossed around by every word, every situation, every unexpected turn. You carry a calmness that says, I am grounded, I am focused, and I will not be moved unless I choose to move. That kind of stillness doesn't come naturally to most. It is developed. It is trained. It is earned through repeated decisions to pause instead of explode, to breathe instead of panic, to reflect instead of retaliate. It takes enormous inner strength to remain still in the face of conflict, to resist the urge to prove yourself when someone doubts you, to keep your tone calm when someone raises theirs, to smile gently when life attempts to provoke you. This is strength in its highest form. So, when you mistake loudness for power, the truth is, anyone can. Who carry calmness often radiate an aura that others respect and admire. Their stillness communicates something powerful. I am in control of myself. That message resonates deeply because control over self is one of the rarest and most valuable traits in the world. It signals maturity. It signals leadership. It signals that you can be trusted to handle pressure, to weather storms, to lead without letting emotion run the show. And here's a secret. Stillness is not passive. It's not about doing nothing. It's about choosing your actions carefully. It's active restraint. It's intentional focus. It's using your energy where it counts instead of wasting it on things that do not serve your growth. There is an immense power in conserving your energy until it's truly needed. Then moving with precision, purpose, and impact. This doesn't mean you won't feel anger, sadness, or you will. But stillness allows you to process those emotions from a place of strength rather than reaction. You observe them. You learn from them. And when you move with wisdom, not impulse. That is the kind of movement that changes lives. That is the kind of control that builds empires. When others expect you to panic and you remain poised, you send a message they can't ignore. When life tries to shake you and you remain steady, you show yourself what you're truly made of. Stillness isn't about being unaffected, it's about being undisturbed. It's about protecting your inner world so fiercely that no storm on the outside can reach the peace you've cultivated within. This is what it means to act as if nothing bothers you. Not because you are numb, but because you are powerful enough to choose your peace, powerful enough to remain still, to stay composed, and to let your calm become your loudest statement. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you are not pretending, you are rising. You are choosing mastery over chaos, peace over panic, and intention over reaction. You become someone who moves with quiet authority. You command respect not with volume, but with presence. Stillness becomes your strength. Discipline your armor, and calm your message to the world. Because the one who is unshaken, who remains grounded when everything else wavers, is the one who ultimately leads, creates, and conquers. Let the world test you. Let it challenge you. But never let it define you. Choose to respond, not react. Choose to rise, not retreat. And above all, choose to act with such unwavering composure that the world itself begins to adjust to your silence.